I want to talk to you about what an online program actually is and the different elements that you can add into it so that you can determine your pricing ratio. I want you to sort of have a high level understanding of your business model, of the way in which you're going to enroll clients into your online program, because it's the online program in and of itself that gives you freedom. It's the way that you set up your online program that will allow you to charge an above average fee. I do think that the reason that so many practitioners and coaches struggle with asking for the sale and struggle with pricing is because they actually don't have the right words and the right structure in place to explain how they're going to get results and what is needed in order to get results. You know, it is one of the things that's going to be the game changer for you. Having an online program changed the trajectory of my life. And I didn't realize at the time, this was back in 2008, I didn't realize that that was going to be the case. I was stuck in this really stressful scenario where I was renting a space at a chiropractic clinic. I just graduated as a registered holistic nutritionist, and I had rented a space in a chiropractic clinic because that's what I was taught to do. That's what I was taught to do. I was taught to sell individual sessions for a price, and then the client comes and you react to the client and you take the money for your time. And then if the client has questions, or if the client needs more support, or if the client wants anything over and above the 60 minutes of FaceTime, I was supposed to then give them that, but it was free, right? Because it wasn't like ongoing support, and all of that stuff is not included in the 60 minutes of FaceTime. And so I was really stuck in the model that we were all taught. Every single one of us was taught that way. And so for me, I got really stuck in this feast or famine scenario where I was always on the hunt for clients, because a client really only meant $150. At the time I was even charging $97. And so what I didn't realize at the time was that I didn't have to operate that way. So your online signature program, right? When you're a coach and you're a practitioner, what is an online program? What are you actually enrolling people into? Because it's not individual sessions anymore. You can still have one-to-one sessions, but it's within a package, right? It's within this program. So the program is made up of these 5 things that you see on your screen. This is what they're paying for. This is when you combine all of these elements together, this is what is going to enable them to have a transformation. This is what is going to enable them to get the results. And so the first thing that your new client is going to get is a new client onboarding email. So they've just completed their transaction. Bing, bang, boom. Yay, you have a new client. And now this new client has the welcome email sitting in their inbox. And it happens automatically because we love automation. And the onboarding email is like their itinerary. It's their welcoming committee. It's their welcoming committee. It's their itinerary. It basically walks them through exactly what their next steps are and how they're going to move through the program. This new client onboarding sets the stage for their success, because if you don't onboard a client, they're like, what do I do next? Where do I go? And how do I do it? And how do I access the Facebook group? And how do I book calls? And how do I? And immediately their experience is tainted. Immediately they're frustrated. And immediately they don't like you, because they just spent all this money and they're already frustrated. It sets the tone. And so you as the professional, you are no longer an amateur. You as the professional have this beautiful, supportive, clear, concise step by step by step onboarding email, welcoming your new client into the program, into the community. You're cheering for them. You're introducing new clients into the Facebook group. And the client, from the immediate moment they start working with you, feels completely taken care of. And you've also given them element number 2, which is their username and login, their username and password for your methodology. So this is the sort of meat and potatoes part, right? Because we are here to solve a problem. So there is the methodology, and then there's the supporting elements, right? And so in order for your clients to actually get an outcome, they have to do things. So it's like, okay, you as the professional, you as the coach, you as the practitioner, you use your training, you use research, you use your experience, and you're putting together a method. You're putting together a methodology, a protocol for them to follow over X number of weeks. And so what that includes is pre-recorded learning lessons and pre-created action tasks. So the client's going to come in, they're going to go through the onboarding, they're going to get on-demand access to your membership site, they're going to open the membership site, they're going to be so excited because they can get started immediately. They don't have to wait till next Tuesday at 7 p.m. because that was the only time you had an opening. They're going to get started immediately. They're going to go through module 1. They're going to listen or watch your short lesson, and then they're going to start doing the actions. They're going to start doing the actions because let me just remind you, your clients more than likely don't need to know more things. What they need is they need to do the work, right? They need to actually take action. So we're creating your methodology in a way, we're creating the methodology in a way that they're learning the importance of that particular action. Like, what is it? Why is it necessary? How to do it? And then you're getting them to do it. You are not asking them to sit in front of the computer for an hour while you go through a science lesson or a history lesson on meditation and why it's critical. They don't care. How do I meditate? How do I actually do it? And how do I do it consistently? That's what they want to know. They don't need to know more things. They need to be taught how to execute. And that's how you're going to get them results, right? You're going to minimize their learning and you're going to maximize their action taking. I think too many practitioners and coaches place far too much pressure on themselves to get your modules perfect. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because it's the modules, it's the method partnered with accountability and coaching. The modules actually need to be very simple and very short, quick, bite-sized action tasks, because let's face it, people can't handle a lot of change all at once. They get overwhelmed, right? So the pressure that you're putting on yourself to have these perfect learning lessons and these perfect modules, right? No, it's like bite-sized action tasks. Set your clients up for success from the start. Don't overwhelm them, right? Give them one thing to do and then say, if you struggle, you're going to come and show up for coaching and accountability, right? Coaching and accountability. So the supporting elements that work in conjunction with your method, right, that are really needed in order to make sure that your clients are following through and doing the action tasks are coaching, the community, and accountability. And so coaching in and of itself is one of the support elements that we highly recommend that you include, whether it's group coaching. So Tuesdays at 1 p.m. So when you enroll a client, they're going to get access to coaching with you. They're going to get access to office hours every Tuesday at 1 p.m. And yes, you are going to have people who are at different spots throughout the program. That's totally fine, because the people who are on, let's say, module 9 are going to support the people that are on module 2. And that's okay. You're just going to show up and answer questions. You're going to support them. And so if you want to include one-to-one sessions, cool. You can, you don't have to, right? You can or you don't have to. but they're enrolling into a program. And so for sure, you want to have at the very least group coaching. And then they're also getting access to community. You're putting all of your purple ducks into the community. Do you know how valuable it is to put people into community who are all suffering for the very first time? They don't feel alone. You want to be able to hold your people accountable. When they're in the Facebook group, you can see who's participating and who isn't participating, and you can send check-in emails and you can track their progress for sure. And there's still going to be people that go MIA and there's nothing you can do about it. But yes, accountability. You absolutely want to make sure that they are showing up. You want to be following up with them. And now, because you have technology and it's not random clients all the time, it's automated, y'all. It is automated, and it is a beautiful thing through your email provider. So the client comes in and they're going to get a check-in email at week 2, and they're going to get a check-in email at week 4, and it's automated. And once it's set up, it's done, and it rocks and rolls, and you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. So this is how having an online signature program becomes your ticket to freedom, because once this is set up, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks to set all of this up, by the way, not a year, 6 to 8 weeks. Once this is all set up, it's done. It's done. And you are just like enrolling people into it, and you're showing up and you're doing your coaching calls and you're doing your accountability, and it's in your schedule, and the rest of it is hands off, because you're not having to react to every single person that walks through your door. It's done. And then what happens is you put clients through it. They're going to give you feedback, and you get to improve it, and you get to improve your accountability, and you get to become a better coach, right? Because you're going to start to see patterns. You're going to start to see where people fall off. You're going to start to see the challenges that your purple duck has, because they have the same problem. Everybody has the same problem. So you're going to start to see patterns, and then you will improve your program, and it will get better outcomes and give you back more time freedom, because you are going to get better at delivering it, because you get to focus on one thing instead of being scattered trying to help anyone and everyone. Type yes in the chat if this is clear, how your online program becomes your ticket to freedom. Because all you're doing every single day is you're just putting people into it, putting people into it. You're showing up, you're coaching, and then you're going to pick your kid up from school or whatever, walk the dog, right? Walk the dog. This is how I changed my life. And sometimes, quite honestly, I still have to pinch myself. Yesterday, I had to leave at 3:00 and I didn't get home until 8 because hockey. Our clients still had content. They were still able to do their work. None of their results are actually dependent on me being available to them. Oh my God, what a difference. That's what I want for you, right? I want your clients to be able to move forward without being directly dependent on your availability. That's why this is so critical. And I hope that by going through it, you can see the value for the client. They have on-demand access to your methodology. They have access to community. They have access to coaching. They're going to be held accountable. Every single thing that they need to have a genuine, long-lasting transformation is included. Having an online program gives you your ticket to freedom. And so you're able to enroll people into this program every single day, where your schedule is set. You have a set time that you do group coaching. You have a set time that you do one-to-one coaching. You have a set time that you send accountability. You have a set time to go in and engage with your clients. And that is what gives you freedom. And that is how the sky becomes the limit. That is how you're able to enroll 10 or 15 or 20 people a month into this program, because you're just putting more people into it.